time! Woo, daddy! Let's get this sucker rolling.
Yes, we are on episode 16 of the Weekend Hangover, everybody. And you know what? The British GP last weekend was insane.
Super good. Super good. We had
Right?
a lot of really good racing. Yeah, so you've been busy. You pretty much have been on the road, all kinds of craziness.
Dude, your fucking microphone is such trash, dude.
How's it?
Is it even on?
Yeah, it's on.
Wow, dude.
Always talking trash.
Like one of these days, dude, one of these days you're gonna like not get a microphone from the toy store. Like
I can't believe it sounds like trash. This is not fun.
anyway, so yeah, it's a good thing that we have all these pre-discussions and all that before we go live with this thing.
Yeah.
Ricky-Bobby is
all right.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Oh, look at that. Was it not on?
It was on number 3. I guess it has to be on number 1. So
look at that. See?
on this. No, it's not trash. So
wow.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
and dude, we've got Simcoe in the chat already. You know, I'm sure he's waiting for a mega something.
Yeah. Right? Let's do a little bit of our weekend. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, you know what? I was out at Buttonwillow doing a TrackDaz event and slinging Pirellis. And, you know, I'd only been home for a couple days because I was at the week before I was at Grattan doing that thing. So, you know, raping that dude's bike.
Yeah.
Right?
That was awesome. It was good.
Yeah. See, World Traveler even backs me up. Thanks, dude. He says that you sound like you're in an echo chamber.
Thanks, Hank. So do I still sound like it? Or is it better now?
It sounds a little better.
Okay.
It's still kind of trash, but it's like not as trash.
All right. I need to upgrade this thing. I'm getting ridiculous.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean,
I was supposed to be not in Charleston. I was supposed to be in Missouri, and my trip got canceled. I got recalled back home because whatever thing that I needed to have for this class, I didn't have. So they're like, I was on my way to Nashville to hang out with my homie, Aaron Hernandez. And I was ready to take pictures on my way through Owensboro, Kentucky. And I was really bummed about that. So,
yeah, because, dude, you were like trying to scumbag Hayden Gillum into like, you know, like, hey, bro, like have JD call me back.
Yeah, I wanted to go ride at JD's house or do something fun there.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready to take my gear, but anywho. And then we had the movie premiere tonight for One Fast Move in Atlanta. I got an invite to that, and I was ready to go, and a stupid storm came in and ruined all the plans. So, that was another reason we were not going to.
We were going to delay the show till next week because it was raining at your house, right?
Well, that too. It was like kind of like a double-edged sword, and then. The storm passed through pretty early, but still like crushed our house with a ton of rain, so our backyard's flooded. And but anywho, we're ready to get into it. Let me get us through our topics for tonight.
All right.
You know, it's all around the British GP. We got Jake Dixon. That was an awesome win. You know, WP suspension and all the guys that are swapping over are starting to get fast again. Joe Roberts. He started out really strong.
Dude, he said he was going to send it.
Yeah, he was ripping. Nave Bastianini gets double win. Crazy. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Martin and Pecco. What's going on with those two? And obviously trolling like I do about Mark Marquez. I think Ducati's getting all that body.
I think Marquez is throwing his shit on the ground on purpose. He and Chunky Buns have a secret deal on the side.
She's trying to make all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's bring our guest in.
Also, just really quick, I wanted to also kind of talk about the fact that a GP legend showed up to my track day just to ride.
Yes.
Dude, he brought out some, you know, Max Biaggi. Dude brought out like a street bike Aprilia RSV4 thing and was out ripping around on the thing. It was rad.
How awesome was that?
Oh, dude, he's super cool. He's a good sport. He actually made a Weekend Hangover promo video for me, but like I didn't find out that we were actually doing this today till I was on my ride this morning. So
We'll
I was
send
like,
it next week to our viewers.
yeah, we'll use
get
it
to
next
see
time. Like, who
Yeah,
cares,
we'll use it for
right?
next week.
Yeah. But yeah, Max is super fun. He's super good sport. Definitely English is his second language. So, but yeah, dude, the guy was rad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, super legend, just shows up at a regular track day, you know, just hanging.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Had a mechanic from Moto Club of Santa Monica. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, hey.
All right. There's our guest.
What's with all this, brother?
Brother.
Yeah, everybody, this is Ryan from Horsepower Rodeo. You know, tell us a little bit about yourself and all that.
Yeah.
Horsepower Rodeo, we started a TikTok a year and a half ago, just doing MotoGP stuff, trying to grow awareness for the sport in North America, because I don't got no friends that, well, I don't got no friends, but I don't got no friends
I don't
that
got
watch
no
MotoGP.
friends.
And,
He's a TV writer, everybody. He ain't got no.
Hey, out of work TV writer. That don't turn on the brain for anything less than union wage.
There you go.
But that's transitioned into a podcast of my own, a little bit of YouTube, a little bit of short form, a little bit of recap, a little bit of motorcycle, and a lot of trolling of people who take themselves a little too seriously in our motorcycle community, because they're fun to poke fun at.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm of the opinion, if you're on two wheels, you're all right. You know, sidecar, go kill it. If you're on little CC sport bikes, cruisers, go get it. But man, you got to just loosen up. Like, that's what it's all about. It's about freedom. It's about fun. But people get so serious and clutch it so tight, brother. And that, dude, talk about being a TV writer. Don't give me an inch on that stuff, because I will roast you, and I am a professional troll. So I have a lot of fun with that. So that's basically the story. So if you see me on TikTok, give me a like, follow, share, mash all those buttons.
Yeah, all that.
Thank you for having me on.
What he said.
Yeah.
Do that for us too.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Because
you know, I do have a suggestion though. Chucky Buns is you know, fan of our show and everything, and she's suggesting that you give Ricky-Bobby your microphone information. So.
Yeah, I need that.
It's that.
I think
it's that Bose connection.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Bose. Oh, see. Yeah, well, you know, like I said, you know, Ricky-Bobby's shit all says Fisher Price on it for some reason. I don't know why.
How's that?
You gotta stay away from those dollar store microphones, or those ones from
Dollar
like
Tree,
Timu.
Dollar General.
It's a
and
blue.
Wish. Like you gotta not do
blue.
that. He's like,
I don't give a fuck what it is.
Alien.
It sounds like
it looks
shit.
like an astronaut's head when I speak into it. It's fun.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh man. And yeah, World Traveler says, did he just misgender my motorcycle?
No, I didn't.
And he says, parenthetically, it says throwing chair at Ryan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
Duck really fast. I can't help it. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are Harley riders, and then I have a whole other section of people I kind of grew up around that were cruiser riders, but they're only BMW. They hate Harleys. They go to Sturgis and like talk shit about the Harleys. I'm like, I can't believe you guys are still alive.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, if you can't get your chops busted, what are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Let's roll into it. First off, Jake Dixon. Holy crap. What a win. It was he was getting injured all at the beginning of the year, and then now he's rolling.
It's been a tough road for that dude, especially was it last year in the British GP that Darren Binder like wiped him out in like the first 2 laps or something, and he was like furious, and he called him an idiot, and it was all, you know, oh, Jake Dixon, the hothead. And then to come back this year at his home GP and like have the ride of his career, like talk about just putting it up when you have to, just nailed it. And it was classy. It was a good ride.
It was a great ride. I saw him stalking Canet for a little while, and then it was like you could see he was starting to draw him in, and I was like, all right. And he chucked it into turn 1. It was wild. Like Canet did not expect it because it's such a fast corner, and then he gapped him real well, and then next thing you know, he's crossing the line, doing the worm. He was doing the Conor McGregor. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm with you for that one, Jake. The worm in full leathers. I don't know if that really goes over well, but the strut walk, I was like, yes, go get it for your fans.
It was awesome, and his podium speech was sick, dude, because he was just like, all right, Britain, let's go, and then the crowd's going nuts. He's like, you guys aren't loud enough. let's go, and then that was it. He didn't say
Dude,
anything.
now I'm like, I've got FOMO big time now because I didn't watch that yet. So I'm like, shit.
I mean, it was the first race. It really did feel like the start of a new season because, I mean, Canet has been nowhere this season so far.
Dude, what
Dixon's
the fuck
been
happened to
injured.
him?
I don't know if he got that one win. He got his first win. He popped his cherry. Finally got to, we had 10 for second places, and finally gets the top step, and then nothing, nowhere. And then
he got hurt.
Then he got hurt.
Yep.
And so both him and Jake Dixon, like running around at the front, we haven't seen that in a year.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Celestino Vietti fight at the sharp end forever. I can't even think of the last time.
No, not since he got on that bike and halfway through last year when he was on the
So what do you think it's happening, where these guys that haven't been anywhere in forever, like they didn't forget how to ride a motorcycle, obviously. So like is it they're adjusting to the Pirellis, you think, or like what's the deal?
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix between the WP suspension for Dixon and Vietti and the Pirellis.
Yeah, the tires have thrown some of these guys for a loop. I think you look at like how even dominant Fermin Aldeguer was at the end of last year. He has not started this year the same way. You look at people like Vietti and Canet and a lot of these guys who are on that Calyx chassis. They should be comfortable. They didn't make bike swaps. They're staying with the same teams, and all of a sudden are a lot slower, burning their tires up a lot faster, just trying to get used to the new compound. But then you see guys who are the more experienced ones in Moto2, like Ayagura, like Joe Roberts, these guys who've been around a little longer, who take care of their tires a little better, possibly. I mean, Ayagura's been notorious his whole Moto2 career with taking care of his tires and being really good at the end of races. And so you saw him qualifying terribly, but always moving forward and then running at the front. He didn't have a great weekend this weekend. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if he had a cold tear or something. I mean, something happened to that bike 5 laps in, and it was over for him.
Yeah, he was dropping like a stone. And Sergio Garcia, he was in the back and went all the way and was in fourth place.
And he's one that's just jumped on that bike and just adapted from the first go of this year. And then the commentators keep talking about how, before this season, Boscascuro was not the chassis to be on. No. And this year it seems like they've got they've got it figured out, or they've got a lot more talent on that chassis.
Or maybe the people building that chassis has sorted it out on the Pirellis better than the other guys.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the cool thing is, and it kind of goes like this across the racing period, right? You're looking at the races, even World Superbike, Moto America, every weekend, week out. You have no idea who the fuck's going to win. It could be this guy. It could be that guy. It could be this guy. Right?
I even up to like a couple years ago, maybe even most of this Triumph engine era, like the Moto2 racing has not been that good. It's been one or two guys at the front, and everyone else playing catch up and exchanging, third and fourth places. And this year, from that first race that was just bonkers, it has never let up all season long. It's maybe the most entertaining class out of all three this season. And that includes Moto3, which is always.
And I didn't watch this weekend's races yet.
Yeah, what's wrong with
for the Moto2? So.
Yeah. Best
okay.
class.
Yeah, I suck. Yeah. It's cool.
And our boy Joe Roberts. I mean, he
was
flying.
You did not get to see the faces and the people in the garage because, Ryan, you saw how aggressive he was in the first 2 laps. Dude was slicing him up.
I love when Joe gets his elbows out. And I love the online forums, the Reddit forums that they have no problem with, half the Spaniards and Italians throwing bows and chucking people off the track. And what Jama Massier was doing to Sasaki last year in Moto3. Right. And they don't, but soon as the American throws some elbows back, dirty rider, he's going to get someone hurt. I'm like, no, he's racing like he needs to race. He's paying back the aggression with aggression. And I think that was the thing missing out of Joe Roberts' game up until this year. And this year he came out and was like, you know what? You can't bully me. I've been here long enough. I'm no longer an outsider. I belong here. The confidence is there. And this weekend was
that's my inch, fucker. No.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. I mean,
don't let them give it. Don't let them give it. Take it. Take it right now.
Right.
He beat up Iagura, and then right after Joe passed Iagura, that's when Iagura started to drop. Like
Absolutely,
something
yeah.
happened. But Joe was, I mean, they were dicing it up, man. It was some really good passes from Joe.
Yeah.
But it was probably like the first lap. He overtook dudes in some weird corners, and he just shoving it in there, and it was like, whoa, where did this come from? It was pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah.
The
You know,
shape
we do have in the comments from Rick's picks. Rick says the big mystery of the and by the way, he's in a fucking all caps.
Yeah, Captain All Caps.
Big mystery of the year. Will Joe Roberts get a GP ride for next year? And then immediately Chunky Bums is like, no. And World Traveler is like, nope.
No, word on the street is Iagura is going to get that spot. So.
It was looking good for Joe. I thought I thought him fighting at the front and being more aggressive, and I thought he was showing enough that at least to get a consideration.
Right.
Well, and it being an American team.
Yeah, American rider, American team. I went back and forth because at the beginning of the season, I made a video and I said maybe the window had closed on Joe as far as how old he is. He didn't have that much success at Italtrans. He goes back to American racing and then immediately is competitive again. I was like, okay, wait, maybe the window hasn't closed. So I thought after he gets on the podium, was it 3 consecutive weeks, he gets a win. American team, American owners. You got Pitbull going, Joe Roberts, pumping it up. But
wow. They pulled in Davide Brivio, and I was watching Gypsy Tales podcast. Shout out to them. Jace runs a really good podcast. Had John Kaczynski on, and it was right after they filmed it right after Barcelona GP. But he was talking about how it was kind of weird that the American team had an Italian principal on there, and it's kind of like they're trying to get things going because they need to get results. But we'll see if we can get some more Americans in there and have a legit pipeline.
Absolutely. Do you think?
Joel is saying that I was with Max this past weekend and should have asked. Should I ask what? What am I going to ask the Aprilia brand ambassador, dude? Like, I have no idea. I mean, plus like I said, English was his second language. And like he's really good at like podium English. He speaks better English than I speak Italian. That's for sure, right?
Yep.
But yeah, dude, I wasn't gonna ask him inside baseball stuff. I asked him a couple things about like the old guy retiring, that kind of stuff, and Jorge Martin. It didn't even cross my mind to ask him about Joe going over there because I hadn't seen any like official word or anything like that to.
I don't know how much influence they have over Trackhouse because they do get factory bikes, but how much decision making goes into it from Aprilia's side.
Yeah, no idea, man. And but good question, Joel. Thanks for that question. You know, maybe I'll be more aware when I'm fanboying out. It's like a fucking legend, like
what sucks is the silly season is they always do it around this time, and it's like, well, we don't even know who's going to win the championship.
Dude, it's been silly season all season.
I know, it's
since last season.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's like, if you're going to give that ride up, it should be to somebody at the end of the season. That should be on the table. But like when they did, actually, I thought the American racing seat that SDK won was because he won the championship and he won the seat at the end of the season. I thought that was a great way to figure that out because it ain't over till it's over. You got to fight all the way to the end to get that seat.
Well, you think about how crazy it might be next year in MotoGP. We possibly, if all the rumors pan out, we would have 4 rookies in MotoGP next year, being Iagura linked to Trackhouse, Samket Chantra now linked to LCR, Tony Arbolino possibly linked to Pramac Yamaha, and Furman Aldeguer possibly going to Gresini. I don't know if all of those will happen, but those are the rumors right now. You could have four rookies in MotoGP, and none of them could be the Moto2 champion.
Yeah.
Because you could still have someone like Sergio Garcia or Joe or someone else win the championship and not get the promotion
Yeah,
in favor of these 4 guys, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy to think about.
it is crazy. But I mean, look at Fabio. He didn't win the championship. He won one race, and they brought him on, and then next thing you know, dude's crushing it.
Yeah, they see these guys day in and day out. We don't. So, you know, people in the paddock know stuff that we can't possibly know based on how much time they spend together and what they're seeing and mentality and mental game and all that stuff. I mean, that's why that was kind of the argument that was being given over the weekend for Tony Arbolino, even though he has not had a good time in Moto2 recently. You know, well, he's got the same kind of resume Fabio has had. A couple wins, front runner and a not front runner, but he's experienced and he knows tires and all the stuff. So
he just crashed this weekend.
Yeah, he just crashed this weekend.
Right. Yeah, World Traveler says the word he has is American racing program is a bit in disarray. They don't have a good reputation in the paddock, and Joe is just racing out of his mind. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like, you know, they've kind of changed their name, right? So they probably got a healthy check, you know, to maybe make some of that stuff about their reputation better. I don't know. Because I've heard some shit stuff about that team, and, you know, I've got some friends that race in Spain, and, you know, yeah, like I've heard that team is dog shit, and they're like robbing Peter to pay Paul, and like one weekend they owe the tire guy, and the next weekend the engine guy, you know. But this year it seems like they got better results, and it could be, I think, maybe because you know, they got a healthy injection of dough.
Yeah.
Or am I nuts?
Yeah, for sure. No, I think you're right.
No, something definitely is going on over there that feels more stable than it has in past seasons, where they have a good week and then they're just nowhere,
right?
You know, barely finishing in the points, and then they're back up at the top. You know, for maybe 1 week at a time. It felt like they're a little more consistent, like overall. And I'm wondering too, just when you talk about sponsorship and influx of cash, of like, speaking of Trackhouse does not have a title sponsor right now. They're running it all on their own this season. So is trying to go for someone like Ayaguro, lining up sponsorship, part of that deal over someone like Joe? Yeah, American rider, but again, he's 27. How much time are we investing in him? How excited are sponsors for him? You want to put our sponsorship on your bike. We want something a little different. That could definitely be a part of who they choose going forward for Trackhouse, because they need to put a name on the side of that bike.
Dude, maybe Trackhouse to get OnlyFans too.
They should.
You know? I mean, like, our Ricky-Bobby and I had a guest on the show recently, a dirt track guy, Slammin' Sammy Halbert. And dude, he was telling us all about the OnlyFans deal, and, you know, apparently it's not all porn, and he's like,
they're
look, it's a way for people to pay, and they get exclusive content that, you know, they would get maybe for free on YouTube or whatever, and they're paying to see extra shit. So he's like doing extra cool stuff because of it, you know, Insta 360 kind of crazy stuff. So I don't know, maybe fans are into that stuff. I can't really say. I'm not a subscriber to the OnlyFans, you know, but I'm sure there's memes being generated already from, you know, Track Day Junkies Unleashed or whatever, right?
Uncensored.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So,
well, let's move on to MotoGP. And they had Bastianini, like, came out of nowhere and won both races. That was wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think before we start talking about that, like, there's some other things too, like the liveries. Like,
well, we can talk about that at the end.
Oh, we're gonna wait till the end on that?
Yeah, we're gonna wait till the end, because that's a good discussion.
Okay.
Opinions.
Yeah. You have opinions. See, I got opinions too.
We'll get through the racing and then we'll go into the good stuff.
All right. Yeah, but you know what, dude? How about the pole setter?
The old man?
The old man just throws it down and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I still know how to ride motorbikes, bitches. Sets pole.
I mean, the guy has old man strength. He's got old man strength on his side, and every once in a while,
he's got like at least 2 or 3 hours left on his Viagra boner, and he's throwing down, right?
Well, Pecco had the sticker come off on his visor, which blocked his lap, and that was going to be the heater. and he didn't get a chance to throw it down. So
His sticker came off on his visor.
yeah, it like
What did they
came
not
off
apply it with a heat gun?
something, but it came right across his face, and then he's messing with it in turn one,
Wow.
and then that was it.
Oh, he
That
was
was
giving
his
the
lap.
helmet guy in the pit box afterwards like a talking to. You like showed him the
Big
helmet,
time.
and he was like, "This
Big
can't happen. This
There's like a
cannot freaking
one-way,
happen."
Big time.
a one-way conversation happened.
For
You
sure.
think?
A lot of
He was
Italian
pissed.
hand gestures.
Yeah, a lot of yelling and hugging and kissing.
Hey, Gabagoo!
Yeah, Maron.
Yeah, he was not happy. But I think it feels like to me, Aleix Espargaro's like modus operandi this year is he knows where he's fast. He knows where the bike is fast. That's where he's going to push. He's going to push it those weeks when he's like, I have a shot to win. Silverstone is one of those places. He's good there. The bike's good there. Other places, it doesn't feel like he comes out with that same fire because he's like, I'm not going to throw my body down the road for 7th.
Right.
But if I have a chance to sit on pole position one more time, get on a podium one more time, all right.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice my body for that. Because that pole position lap was blazing.
Yeah, he beat it by, was it 4/10 of a second?
Yeah, dude.
3/4.
That lap record was kind of old, right?
No, it was last year. It was Zarco.
Oh, was it last year?
Yeah,
Okay,
It
so
was
it was a year
last
old.
year, and then it was this year, and then it was this year even faster. It was like
Right.
It's like every week they break the track records everywhere they're
Yeah.
going.
So then also in the sprint race, Bezecchi hucking shit down the road on the first lap. Just boom, peace out.
Well,
And I think he had a little help from our favorite trash guy. The trash man.
Maniac Morbidelli. I think he can change his name to the Maniac.
Yeah, jeez.
Dumpster
and
fire.
The fact he tried to blame that on Viñales. Listen, I'm not always the biggest fan of Maverick. I know somebody in this chat sometimes calls him Captain Qualifier. I don't know who. I will not.
No, he is Captain Qualifier. I mean,
there you go.
Dude, I actually said that to Max. Yeah, I was like,
ask about Joe
Captain
Roberts,
Qualifier,
but you can
right?
talk shit about Maverick.
Like, yeah, dude. Yeah. So.
Well, he's getting ousted from the team next year, so.
But I mean, there was no way that Maverick checking up caused Morbidelli's crash.
Yeah.
Like, there's no planet. I'm sorry, Frankie. Just say my bad and go apologize to your good VR46 buddy, because you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and then how about the pile of busted wings with Bender and Acosta?
Yeah.
Busted wings and broken
those
dreams.
Fucking wings are just like scattering everywhere.
Well, Bender tired of getting pushed around by the youngster. He's like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like, they gave him a 3-year contract last year, so he better freaking earn it.
Yeah.
What do you think about Anea coming out of the gate? Like, he hasn't been really anywhere, but he's been slowly working his way up, and then he's finally gets the double.
Do you think it's a confidence thing? Like, he had that big injury in the beginning of last season, and he was like basically ass last season after that. And maybe the injury's healing and he can kind of like work his body the way he wants to, and his confidence is building.
I mean, it seems like it. I mean, it was 2 years ago when he had the really bad injury. Basically, all of 2022 was a scratch. His first year at Ducati, nothing. We couldn't expect much. I mean, it was a pretty bad injury. He tried to come back, couldn't do it, delayed his progress. And then last year, it does feel now, knowing what we know, is that like the 2023 Ducati had some issues that some of the guys needed to work through. Like, people like Martin were not fast right away last year. People like was a Marini, and people like on that 2023 new last year. It wasn't Marini. It was Morbidelli, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't remember these guys' name. Yeah. But it feels like Anea just never got on terms with his injury and that bike last year till the very, very, very end. And now this year he's kind of coming out a little better. I'm gonna tell you what, he could be in for the championship fight here. But I think what's going to bite him in the ass is that dumbass race where he refused to do the long lap penalty because he didn't think it was deserved. And then he got penalized for the next race and lost a whole bunch more points because he was just so angry that how dare they penalize me.
I'm sure he had a meeting with HR after that.
Oh yeah.
But he cost himself so many points by not doing a stupid long lap. Like, just do the lap, bitch about it afterwards. But now you just cost yourself points in 2 races.
Did you guys see how much ground, both in the sprint race and in the main race, how much ground that dude was making up on Martin on the brakes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
holy shit, he was coming from the way back, right?
Oh, confidence.
He
Yeah,
is
dude.
riding out of his skull because
Oh, apparently
there were-
sound is gone completely from Bobby's shit now.
is
I can
it?
hear him.
I can kind of hear him. I've got my volume all the way up to hear him.
Maybe
Though.
it's your stuff, Dustin.
Oh, it's my stuff and everyone else in the comments. Okay.
Oh shoot! I can.
Well, I do have cops outside
I mean,
my
you
front
know, like
door.
what's great about this show is we put on a level of unprofessionalism here that is just unparalleled.
We strive
Yeah.
for the bottom.
Like
For the bottom.
we set the bar
Taco
super
Bell
low
internet
in professionalism.
and crappy mics.
Yeah, shitty mics.
Taco
Bell internet for those that didn't hear anything Ricky-Bobby said. And yeah, good times. Fun times. Yeah, Daniel Goodnight says it's kind of working. Yeah, anyway, let's get to some of the comments, because like we're going so rapido.
I know.
Joel
That's
says
just-
Pedro Acosta will be a pest to deal with once he wins one race. Once he wins the one race, we'll see him there even more off. Duh. Fucking that happens to everybody. Sorry, Joel, but it's facts, right? Like,
yeah, Joel, take that.
and like every time somebody starts winning, like, yeah, dude, guess what? They're a threat now.
Oh yeah.
They fell
Right?
off though, man. I thought we would have seen his first win by now. The way he started the season, and he was just so confident, and then it just seems to have the KTM overall just didn't show up this year.
Yeah. So the other thing is that, and this is this is Chunky Buns in her hatred for Marquez, but she's like third in the championship fight right now for Beast, and don't count him out, but do count out in Mark Marquez.
Absolutely correct.
I mean, yeah. So there is that.
I think Mark Marquez, if he's smart, he should be throwing it down the road every week. Like, he should be crashing that motorcycle as much as he can while he has no stakes. Because he's not going to win a championship. Get used to the Ducati. Ride it as hard as you absolutely can. Find out where the limit is. Win the championship next year.
And then, like, who's going to Honda next year? I forget.
It's
Honda?
the same guys. How's that? How's that sound?
That's way better.
Good.
All right.
Did you turn your microphone on?
No, I switched the settings. World Traveler, aka Hank, just texted me, told me to adjust the settings, and I did it in the StreamYard, and now we're good.
Oh,
I
you're
figured it
actually
out.
using the mic in StreamYard. Ah.
Well, no, I just had to turn it up. I took echo off, and then I put
Okay.
stereo settings, and then turned my mic.
Dude, now
sound
you
all the way up.
sound like you're supposed to sound.
Yay,
Should we
Hank!
start over? Should we start
Yeah,
the whole thing over?
yeah. Do we rewind this whole fucking thing, dude? Like we're 33 minutes in, and you finally we can hear you. That's great.
Oh,
It's
come on.
showtime.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of love the fans providing our guys tech support. That's just,
Yes,
that's
that's how we
phenomenal.
roll. That's how we roll.
Yeah. So Joel has an interesting comment. Whatever happened to the days where a guy doing like a one-off MotoGP ride and getting a podium? Like, don't you miss those days? Like, what's the difference between this era of bikes versus back then when guys could just get a one-off ride and just throw it out? Like, case in point, like Troy Bayliss, right?
I was about to say that.
He wins World Superbike Championship. He goes to Valencia for the one-off and just throws down and murders everybody.
I think because the bikes were closer together in some aspects. I mean, he was on a 999 back then, and then, you got, I'd say the 999 was not super close to a GP bike, but I mean, the electronics.
I'm going with Daniel Goodnight's answer, bro. It's electronics versus balls.
Yeah, true story. Troy Bayliss had big ones.
Yeah. I mean, I think, could it be that back in the Troy Bayliss era, motorbikes were motorbikes instead of fucking spaceships?
Yeah.
Oh, I think these things are so specialized now. Like these are like scalpels, and it's like scalpels and butter knives. And so like yes, super bikes, fast, amazing machines, but these MotoGP bikes are so specialized with the aero and the tires and the electronics and everything that's so geared in. It would be like asking someone to come in off the street and go, oh yeah, here is like
Come in
speaking a
off the
foreign
street.
freaking language.
Well, look at
It is
Remy
coming off
Gardner.
the street at this point.
Remy Gardner had to come back over from World Superbike to cover for Cal Crutchlow, and he was out there circulating. I mean, he didn't get lapped, which was good, but
I would say he was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
For what we've seen sometimes, where like was it last year they gave, or the last year of Suzuki when they gave their test rider kind of like his home GP kind of thank you for being a test rider, and he couldn't qualify for the race because
was it Randy?
No, it was the Japanese guy. I can't remember his name now. And because they
Nagano
wanted to
or
give him a
whatever.
thank you for sticking out with Suzuki. Suzuki's last year, he gets to ride in his home Grand Prix, and he couldn't go fast enough to qualify for the race, so he didn't get to ride the race. And it's just it is almost like coming in off the street, because it's a whole different world with these bikes. They're just so
there's
different.
all these extra
They're
buttons and
spaceships. They're not
shit.
motorcycles.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably heard Stamboli talking shit about the riders and how like he can't even get the riders to use the shit that's on their left handlebar.
Oh,
Like, what are you doing with your left hand after the start?
What are you talking about?
And it's like a thing. There's so much shit. Those bikes. Martin's life in the hangar says, Simon Crafar said it takes a weekend just to learn how to use the rear ride height device. Well, I don't know. Maybe it takes more than a weekend because Bender. Yeah.
He fell back pretty quick.
Yeah, Bender pulled out of off the start of one of the races because the ride height thing didn't disengage or whatever, right?
Yeah, Pecco's didn't, I think, also during the sprint, right? Like, I think he went 2 corners without his ride height device deactivating and lost a whole bunch of spots, and then ended up crashing out of that race anyway. But
yeah. And also, Chunky Bun says, well, Suzuki quit MotoGP again, so fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, so did Cowie.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, and move it up to Martin and Pecco.
Yeah.
Like, those dudes are swapping crashes, and now they're neck and neck in points again. And what was crazy was Martin couldn't win. He was leading the races, and he got beat twice by Enea. So Martin's confidence, has got to be a little shot too. So it makes for a good championship, because now we're doing this back and forth, and it's like, okay, every piece counts. And then Enea is creeping up because he's starting to make up some chunks of points, because he overtook Mark for third now.
Yeah, he's been racing out of his head. And do you think with like Jorge Martin now, it's been 4 consecutive Grand Prix wins by Bagnaia, now Enea. So it's been a bit since that guy has won a Grand Prix. Does that start to kind of eke away at his confidence a little bit, going, oh, it doesn't matter which guy it is, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's someone else is gaining points on him every single week. He's got to be thinking that in the back of his head.
Right.
You know how badly he wants to take a number 1 plate away from Ducati. But it feels like you said, it feels like they're just exchanging crashes. Like, does either of these guys want to lead the championship? Like, they know they don't get a slipstream from being behind in points.
Well, it also, I mean, maybe it's just me, but it sure looked like the 2 factory Ducatis were just a tick better than Jorge Martin's.
Well, Daniel
down the straights.
Daniel Goodnight said, do you think the Ducati's giving him the good stuff anymore?
He said, I mean, let's be real, before saying all that shit.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think it would be weird if they weren't.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like in what
world,
why
would they give him the good stuff, dude? Like, they're wasting their money giving that dude stuff. If he wins the championship, he's going to take the 1 plate into Aprilia, and they're going to rock the 1 plate for sure as a giant fuck you.
It's just going to be a big middle finger 1 plate.
Oh, 100%.
But also think of it from a bike development point of view. Why are they going to show anything to Pramac they don't have to, with Pramac going to Yamaha?
Right.
Ducati's not going to show anything to that team that they absolutely don't have to. They're not going to show anything to Jorge Martin that he can bring over to Aprilia. Like, you saw what happened when Jack Miller went from Ducati to KTM. Within the first 2 races, he's going, oh yeah, actually, like, we need to, like, I need more length in the bike. I need more this. I got to bring the handlebar. Like, immediately was much faster on that bike. Now he hasn't kept it up, but they were immediately
he hasn't
praising.
kept it up because he usually chucks it into the scenery, right?
Well,
they call him the spiller for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Jack Spiller.
Man,
Yeah.
I was really bummed to hear that he doesn't have a call from World Superbike Ducati.
Yeah, dude.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that's a little odd, I thought.
I think he'd be dominant there. I think he would be like a threat every weekend.
Dude, it would be unreal.
Especially if he was on one of those factory Ducati bikes.
Yes. Speaking of crashing.
Okay.
That's a segue.
Speaking of crashing. Chunky Buns she's gonna have her own, like, she's gonna have a whole tire trailer for all the money she's winning off of Mark not winning.
I said
anything.
her and Marquez have a secret deal on the side, dude. Like, he's like, all right, you got to count me in. You know, you got to give me like 10% of everything you make off this. And I'm just going to chuck shit into the scenery every weekend with 2 laps to go, right?
Meme that.
Yeah.
I mean, he finished the Grand Prix.
He did.
Yeah.
I was laughing when he tossed it in the sprint race. Like, dude.
I mean, I would say if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't want to crash anymore with how beat up that dude is.
Yeah.
But if this is the year to crash, get the crashing out. Find the limits of the Ducati. Find out how to ride it. Fuck around with your riding style. It's a free year. He even said it last year. He's like, this year is a free year because I just want to enjoy riding the bike. I don't want to struggle at the back. I want to fight for the front. He doesn't expect to win a title. He won't win the title this year. So in the meantime, take all the information you can. Figure out exactly how you can abuse that bike the way he used to abuse the Honda.
Right.
And then you go over and get the new bike and sit next to Pecco. And then he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm back. And I don't crash because I don't have to push it that hard because I know where that limit is because I spent a year crashing 40 times.
Right.
It's a strategy.
That dude wads up some fucking motorbikes, man.
Well, I mean, Kaczynski brought it up. He was like, how can you be Honda watching him destroy bikes, destroy himself time and time again and be like, hey, dude, you need to chill out and like not toss it all the time because you're going to hurt yourself. Like he can't turn it off. He cannot turn it off. And there's no development. Like there is some, but he's just so good at saving things that he's just going to rely on that. And
dude, he's
like,
not that good at saving things, first of all.
Not anymore. No. But he was for the longest time. Until
yeah, he was like
2020.
he was like 20 what?
2020.
Yeah, well, like his first season.
Oh,
that was-
2013, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, but you know, do you remember the Silverstone race where
No.
who was it? Redding like gave him a high five or something, and and his shoulder separated. Like his shoulder came out of the socket.
He re-injured that arm closing a window at his house that season in 2020. Like
yeah, it's like
set
old
his
dudes,
rehab
you know,
back.
like when we throw our back out, tie in our shoes. It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Not to make like a ball sports reference, but he reminds me of those types of quarterbacks that rely on a really strong arm, but like because they don't need to have good footwork because they have such a strong arm. Like he can push because he has such cat-like reflexes to save it. And now when your reflexes slow down just a bit and your fundamentals aren't all the way lined up, you crash because that reaction time is just enough slower that you're human now. So that strong arm is not going to get you out of the same situations it did when you were 24 and beat to hell.
Well, how's
well, now the
Ducati gonna deal
motorbike
with
dude,
this?
motorbike podcast guy went all ball sport on us.
Yeah, buddy.
That's great.
Well versed.
How's Ducati gonna continue development? Who are they gonna go towards?
Well, they've got Marquez and they've got
Pecco. But that's
So
two different directions.
there's a wild theory out there that says Ducati actually stops development on the current bike now and starts focusing on 2027 because they're already so far ahead of everyone else. They could maybe win a championship on the talent of their riders alone, even if the bike doesn't progress. So they go and they look at Pecco and go, oh, well, he's the future. We know he's the future. We're going to build a 2027 bike around Pecco. Mark will be here for 2 years. He'll give us great headlines. There's no doubt that the sponsorship is going to be in the headlines every single week. Everyone will be very happy whether he crashes or not. And then after 2 years, he'll go back to Honda. And he'll
Dude, I
finish his
feel
career at
like
Honda.
I feel like we're having like the Alex Jones version of motorbike shit, like tinfoil hat and shit right now,
I'm
bro.
all in conspiracy
God
trains
damn.
now. I'm loving it. You gotta see the dots. You gotta connect the dots. That's what it's
I
going
mean,
on,
I'm
man.
seeing them, but I'm just like, I don't know if I believe them.
Here's
You're
why
turning the Moto3 bikes gay.
Yeah, dude.
Here's why I say it. Here, I have facts on my side. Here's why I say it. Because Ducati is already trying to petition that they hold development for 2026. And they're the first team to come out and say, hey, guys, shouldn't we put engine development on pause for 2026 so we can focus? And I'm like, no, it should be a gamble. Like, if you want to go all in on 2026 and say, screw 2027, we'll worry about that tomorrow. And just, hey, Aprilia, this is your one chance to put all your eggs in this basket while everyone's looking at the future, and you'll win a world title.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's the way to go. Or it's a strategy. Let them fight it out. But as far as Ducati goes, you're so far ahead of everyone else. What are you doing? You're going to put up a bunch of development behind Marquez? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So there's some more comments coming in.
Bring
the
'em.
last
My man Chris came in last with the best comment.
Smith
You
Shot
can start at the
Racing.
top.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. Fucking handle it, dude. Like, apparently Ricky-Bobby's actually been in a movie now, so
My face.
that, yeah. You were like
Thanks,
an
buddy.
extra. You were an extra, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, no, we were stunt riding. Like, we were stunt riding, but then, like, a bunch of the guys that left to do the last bit of filming on the last day, and my buddy Robert Murillo and I and Sean Sunheim from Triumph were like, we didn't make it. So then the director's like, hey, we need some racers over here. So we were like, all right, cool, we'll go over there. We had our leathers on and stuff. And then he's like, yeah, go congratulate him. So I bro dab man up, and my face is there, and pretty awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Thanks, brother.
Hey, Ryan, how do you feel about Marquez looking for a tow? Rexy 49.
Yes.
Oh, the towing. Well,
Yeah.
the first thing I feel about the tow is that Marc Marquez is the last rider that should be bitching about anyone else looking for a tow, or complaining when his tow isn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Like, this dude invented the tow. He doesn't get to complain about it when other riders are doing it. I'm sorry, dude, you've lost that. I want to hear zero. I don't care how warranted it is.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Shut the hell up. You brought this upon us in MotoGP, and it's all you. I hate it.
I hate it
And
too.
Me
I have
too.
this isn't really conspiracy. This is more mayhem for my part. I don't think they should necessarily make a rule. Like, I know I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, there should be a rule that you have to complete every lap in qualifying 110% of your fastest lap, and if you don't, blah, blah, blah. I just think it should be random and swift and violent. And so Simon Crafar, who's going to be the stewards guy next year, should sit in the booth, and if someone's dicking around on the track and he doesn't like the look of your face, he just goes, boom, penalty. Hey, shouldn't have been dicking around. Oh, but the other guy didn't get one. Don't care. I don't care.
Love it.
Don't dick around on my track.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I mean,
I don't
should
want
it be
to
like
arbitrate it, but it's got to stop.
Could it they just move qualifying to be like they used to do it like the old
3
Super
laps.
Bowl
You
era,
got like
right? Where
3
they would go
laps.
out and they would have like a separation, and they would go out and just smash, and then the next guy would go out and smash. Like, that way there was nobody riding together, and like
Moto
the
E
Super
did
Bowl
that.
was truly it was like an ordeal, right? Like, it was a huge thing.
Moto E did that. I think their first season, they did the staggered. You get one warm-up lap and one hot lap, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the problem is it's boring as shit to watch. As far as like from a viewer standpoint, I think all the viewers hated it because it's just so slow. And the commentators are just treading water as there's one dude on track.
They do it in
and then
Indy.
Also, it has the bobsled effect where it's kind of like the fastest guy from practice goes out last. And so like everyone who finishes is first until the next guy goes out, and then he's first. And until the next guy goes out, and then he's first.
Right.
So it's like this weird inevitability that's not very fun to watch.
Well, I mean, they could just do sort of like Dirt Track does, right? They could do heat races.
Just line them up.
Yeah. I mean, that could work. Yeah, and I'm eyeballing comments. Yeah, apparently, Chunky Buns has a new shirt idea based on some shit that just came out of Ryan's mouth about the penalties being random, swift, and violent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want $1 a shirt. That's all I ask. $1 shirt royalty.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Go buy on horsepowerrodeo.com. This is Tom. This is Fabio's buddy. Fabio's little
Oh.
assistant. In Tom we trust on the shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Jesus
awesome.
Christ.
I only make weird ass shirts. I don't make anything normal. Weird shit only.
No, that's good. That reminds me of the MotoGP shirts that I got a
Yeah.
couple of. But I had the Fabio shirt from MotoGP. I did like they had the 8-bit Excite bike.
Oh,
That was a
yeah.
great
Jesus
shirt.
Christ.
That was a great shirt.
Wow.
No,
they got to stop the towing though. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I think
Pecco came out with that spicy comment about how he's tired of it.
Yeah, I think they all are to a certain extent, but then at the same time, they're all
Right.
doing it too. And
Yeah.
there's 4 or 5 guys who don't need to do it, and everyone else is looking for it. And maybe just start publicly questioning their manhood on the air. That would help.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Public shaming. Public
Public
shaming.
shaming. I think
Public
bullying would help us a
shaming.
little bit.
Aleix
sure-
did his lap all on his own. He went and
Yeah.
got that pole lap all by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the Michael Hill shirt. Yeah, Michael Hill's going to do that at Mito, I think. He was going to
Yep.
do it at the Ridge or something, and then
He got the shirt at the Ridge, but then
no, it's still sitting in the rig. Like he
Oh,
was
it's-
like, okay, he had something else going on, but I think Camp P's going to give it to him at Mid Ohio. I saw the shirt in the rig at Laguna. So.
Yeah, but Michael brought it up on the hot pit walk, and when he was talking to Camp, he's like, "Oh, here you got a shirt for me." And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's in the truck."
Yeah, it
So,
was. It is. I think. Yeah. So
Well, how about the liveries? What is your? I want each of y'all's picks for best livery.
best
Yes.
livery.
Oh, I'm a sucker, but the Yamaha. I like
Really?
the Yamaha livery. And honestly, what did it for the Yamaha livery for me was the red leathers.
Right.
Oh, not the novice
Those look
plates.
so freaking slick. The leathers and the livery all together. I think the VR46 one was super dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Because it looked like Rossi's helmet basically from
yeah.
And his bike.
25 years ago, right?
And
Yeah.
then DeGen Antonio rocking the Rossi helmet. I did a screen grab of the battle between it was Rossi and Alex Marquez. I mean, it was DeGen Antonio and Alex Marquez, and the shot looks like Rossi on the bike because it's just all his colors, the
Yeah.
helmet, everything.
Yeah.
It's like a really cool throwback. But yeah, I have to
Yeah.
go the Yamaha as the best one.
With
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Yamaha,
I saw
Yamaha
some
with the
chatter.
novice plates.
I mean, I saw some chatter, people wishing that Yamaha had done the yellow and black livery. You know,
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
I don't know. I have the jacket, and I think we even have canopy tops in that livery somewhere.
The only tragedy of the whole thing is that Yamaha made the Sunday broadcast, I think, for a grand total of 1 shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're riding around so poorly. And so you're like,
Yeah.
the best livery we saw for maybe 17 seconds of airtime on Sunday.
right.
Yeah, and it was
So,
Fabio too.
Yeah, it was just Fabio by himself doing his thing.
What did you think of the Red Bull livery?
Oh, the KTM.
Yeah, because it looked like Wonder Bread, right? Like a little bit looked like shake and bake.
I couldn't put my finger on that one. I was like, I like the swing. I like going white and just going something completely different. Like if you don't know what to do, just take a big swing. But it wasn't great to me. It
Should
was
they
a
have
little
gone-
cheesy.
Should they have put white wheels on it?
Yes,
Yes, 100%.
absolutely.
Yep.
Just
If
done
you're
it
gonna go
constant
there,
way. Yeah,
go
You
there
gotta
all the
go
way.
all in,
go all in.
right?
Carbon dust and all.
Absolutely.
And what you guys think about the Ducati livery?
Well,
looked-
no, Dustin, what was yours? You got to give us yours.
dude. I'm a fan of the Aprilia stuff.
All right. So you.
I like the Yamaha shit too. Like I drink the Yamaha Kool-Aid and everything. But man, looking at that, I'm like, man, that's Max Biaggi's shit,
The Black Pearl.
Did you
Yeah,
ask him
dude.
what he thought of it?
dude. I was too busy riding motorbikes, man,
You were
and changing
fanboying
tires.
it up, and you forgot. Just say it.
That too.
Okay.
Okay. If that makes you feel better.
What was your number 2? Yamaha.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I thought Yamaha was cool. I thought the Trackhouse was different. You know, it was like
Oh,
I didn't
'cause
know
all
what
the
the fuck to
champions?
think. It wasn't really a retro livery. It was like a bunch
It
of
was all the
retro
American
American
champions.
faces. Yeah,
Yeah, it was all American
yeah.
champions.
I mean, it's hard to
So
go
I
retro when
thought
your
that was
team's
pretty
6 months
cool.
old, I guess.
Yeah.
Why did Aprilia lose the Lion? I don't know. I didn't ask.
I don't know. I had to give it up to Honda, man. I thought
You
that
went,
was
yeah.
I loved it. It the yellow plates. I know the novice plates were. I thought they were cool because that was an '80s thing, and I love all things '80s, so I was a big fan because that was like the Freddie Spencer bike. That was when
Yeah,
they
I was
came
gonna
out with
say
the.
that looked like Freddie Spencer's stuff, right?
Yeah, that was the old. Was it the oval piston Big Bang bike with the exhaust on the bottom? I mean,
Yeah.
that thing looked good. Those bikes look great. Too bad they were in the back.
Yeah, again, we didn't see him much. I thought it was a
Weren't they
pretty
on
good
the
job
ground?
too.
Weren't they on the ground?
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
did I
But
write
they don't
it in
even
my
show
notes?
those
Let's see.
anymore. Like they don't
Did I
even
write
show
it
the
in my
Honda
notes?
crashes
Let's
anymore.
see. Yeah, both Trackhouse bikes took each other out on the first lap of the race.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Hondas.
Way to
the
go,
Hondas
guys.
crashed out.
Yeah, go team.
Who was it? Aleix was wearing Max's old helmet. I think he got his helmet done in Max's old helmet, which I thought was sick. It looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, what about the rest of them? You know, like the Grassini white.
Grassini looked good too. I thought
I
that
think
looked good.
honestly, dude, I think their white was better than the Red Bull white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Was it the green and red stripe down the side?
Dude, I'm colorblind, man. I was just like, okay, white. That was green? I thought it was blue.
Sick bike.
No, it was Italian stripes.
I'm just giving you shit, man.
Goofball.
It's the tricolore scheme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ducati wasn't anything special.
Like it was like, oh, they look
didn't
the
try.
same, kind of.
Yeah, they look the same. They should have done like the big barcode. If they would have
They should have done anything. They should have done
they
anything with that bike. I was like, what's different about it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you had to look close, and even you get your star defending champion out for the unveiling, and he's just like, yeah, the sponsors, it was hard. They just kind of covered up everything with their names. And I'm like, wow, Lenovo, you don't get enough freaking airtime by leading the championship and for the last 3 years. You're like, no, our name has to be. It's like, guys, understand the assignment. Like it was such a bad.
Is there a livery?
The barcode would have been thick.
Because there was some liveries that people I saw saying that that's the livery they should just be running, and I feel like Rossini, the livery they ran, should just be their livery, dude. Like,
yeah,
you know, I think that one looked better. Honestly, I think the Pramac livery looked better than what they've been running. I mean, just seems like some of the schemes should just be like the VR46 livery. That should be the livery of their shit anyway.
I mean, that was dope. It's just like that livery had so much more personality than what they run now. Like I like the highlighter yellow. Like I like that it's really bright.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of dig it, but when you see him like that one, you're like, oh yeah, why don't you guys just always do this?
Yeah.
And I think it pulls away from the sponsorship, I'm sure, because it's just so iconic and just so loud. You're not really seeing anything but Rossi, so that's probably why they don't do it. But
it kind of goes back to the old Nastro Azzurro paint schemes, right?
Oh yeah.
Or am I nuts?
Cheezo 3 or whatever the 500 bike, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ducati could run their special livery every week. None of us would know.
I mean,
they could turn up with it next week, and I would be like, sure, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, John Righty says that Ducati should have done the red and green like the old Mike Hillwood bike.
Oh yeah. Why did
There's just no effort. It felt like Ducati was like, we're above this. We don't
forget about
need
it.
They're like, oh, we'll just make it red. We'll go from red to orange.
And you're like, okay, all right, y'all. Yeah. I was like super disappointed because they kind of talked that one up beforehand. A lot of people online were like, oh, the Ducati, the Marlboro, they're going to do this, they're going to do that.
Right.
And it was just kind of like, it was all covered by stickers and just
Yeah.
a nothing burger in the end, really.
Nothing burger.
Lame.
It's industry talk for us writers.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah. So GPs. So those Trackhouse dudes chucked it into the scenery on the first lap. You know.
They also unveiled a brand new livery that they're going to run the whole season long. That the livery they ran on Friday, Saturday hasn't been the one they've run so far, and is going to be the new one for the rest of the year. That it's almost like a Suzuki blue and silver that has the Trackhouse across the side. They're going to run that for the rest of the year. So the red, white, and blue thing is gone.
Oh wow.
And they're changing it, which is the same kind of color as the retro or their retro tribute.
Wait,
ride.
did you say Suzuki blue?
It kind of looked like a Suzuki blue. Like I was like, that looks
funny that Davide Brivio's running the team.
Conspiracies aren't conspiracies if they're correct.
Maybe they had that color paint left in the cans.
He brought it with him. He's had it sitting in his garage for 2 years.
He's like, I got to get rid of this paint, dude.
No, he carried it to Alpine. He took it to Alpine, and then he brought it with him. He's like, oh, it's in his briefcase. Oh man.
So what's up with the Spargo just getting swallowed up off the start?
I was bummed about that.
Dude,
he was starting to make some inroads, but then
destroyed off the start. It's like he was checking the calendar. You know, he was like doing a status update or something when the flag dropped. The lights went out, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh.
He was sleepy.
He was, dude.
He rode a little sleepy. He never looked like he was in it.
Mm-mm.
Like he never looked like he was going to threaten anything.
No. But he got going. He got going, and he was
starting to reel him in.
He was ripping for like a minute, and then
they separated.
And then then he got ditched.
He got fourth, right? Fourth. He got fourth.
Fifth, I think. No, then he got sixth. Didn't he get sixth?
Yeah.
Did Gian Antonio end up passing him?
Oh,
let's see.
Right.
Yeah,
Gian Antonio got fourth, and then Mark got fifth.
Yeah, Espargaro got sixth. Yep. 9.5 seconds back.
Yeah. The battle between Alex Marquez and Gian Antonio was pretty entertaining for a bit there, where they were really like rubbing elbows. And you could tell, like, Digio was like, hey, dude, come on. Like,
right.
Let's go. Oh, didn't he pat the back of his seat?
He did. He asked
like, hey, come on with me.
About the fourth pass, he was like, dude, like a little Moto 3 style. Tuck in behind me. Let me bring you forward.
Oh, wow. And then, Bagnaia led at the start, and then, Martin basically had the thing. He had the thing all the way till basically like right before the last lap. Like Beast just ran him down.
It's interesting. Because he's so good late race pace, but his qualifying has always been crap. So it's like now he finally qualified decently, and then he made it up pretty solidly. So, again, there's a development thing. Is he? Is
it a development thing? I mean, looks like watching the race. I played it back a couple of times to see if I could see what the fuck happened. But Martin had the front, and he he fucked up and ran wide. So like, it looked like he was entering the corner kind of shallow. Do you think that he was so shallow he realized there was no way he was going to get the thing stopped and had to run wide because he was trying to cock block the inside?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that's what it
probably
looked
heard
like.
him coming. He heard him coming.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I better start choking off the corner so he doesn't try to dive bomb me.
Like a dude at that level, like these guys are aliens, right?
Yeah.
So like a dude at that level still makes a huge mistake trying to protect the inside. I was surprised by that.
You got to think that the crash in the last round before Summer is also ringing in his head, where he's like he's feeling himself run wide, and rather than trying to save it and pull it back, he just lets it go wide because he's like, well, if I throw it to the scenery again, back to back years,
right.
It's just we're just done. I can't keep doing that. So
yep.
you have to think that's in the back of his mind when he's riding in that battle, going 0 points sucks, 20 points not so bad, even though
he came out with the lead. He's got a 3-point lead in the championship. Seems like he and Pecco are kind of swapping tiny little leads.
As long as it stays close, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I want to see these guys duke it out. I would love to see Anea actually just gain ground and have a three-way battle go into the last couple of Grand Prix. Like that's what we've been missing. It's just
And what's crazy is that could happen. Like the
Absolutely.
way
Yeah.
they've been riding, it could happen.
There's still like a lot more racing left.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
and the
Yeah, I
flyaways
love
are
the fact that
such-
MotoGP is turning into fucking baseball where the season just lasts and lasts and lasts.
forever.
Right?
And the flyaway races are like wild cards. Like you don't know what you're going to get weather-wise. Thailand can be nuts. Australia could be nuts. Japan can be insane with weather. Malaysia, and then you have these tracks that people don't really know that well. So like it's just like a real big kind of leveling of the playing field a lot of times. It's not I mean, we are doing Misano twice, but it's not just comfy Jerez every week where some riders are fast and some aren't.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You said comfy Jerez.
Jerez, it's comfy.
Or
Very
did you pronounce it with the TH?
Jerez.
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 Okay.
De la
Jerez.
Catalunya.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, I've been to Spain before.
Yeah, me too, man. But I don't gay up my Z's.
Wow, you just called all the Catalan people gay.
Yeah.
Like all of them. An entire section of Spain
Yeah, I
who are
don't
no
I don't
longer
th
welcome
the
in.
Z's, dude. I don't call Z's Z either. You know.
Because
So,
you're
well,
not
that's a
cultured.
Brit thing, right?
Yeah.
What?
The Brits do that. No one else.
Yeah, the Brits do that. Some Canadians too.
It is a it is
Yep.
an offshoot, so
Yeah.
transferred over.
Yep.
Well, should we
I'm
talk
getting a
about-
bunch of comments about America.
Yeah.
Like, World Traveler says, enough of this Euro trash. What's Ryan's pick for Motor America for each
Is he
class?
hanging out with Brian Van?
Dude, he should be. Like, Brian Van is like, never mind this. Let's talk about America and muscles and veins sticking out of my forehead.
Leather laser discs.
Come on, y'all, Euro trash. The more money we go into MotoGP, the more money trickles down. It's called trickle down moto economics.
Yeah, I don't know.
That works so well
I don't
for our
know. I don't
economy.
know if that's true, Ryan.
You know, I was like, hey, we should just ditch Medicare, right? And we should influx that money into Trackhouse Racing and have an entire like GP team based out of America, paid by the taxpayers.
I'm for it.
I mean, they'd have to call it some kind of welfare program or something.
MotoCare.
They would call it MotoCares.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll put that on my ticket.
Universal MotoCares.
Yeah.
Put that on a T-shirt.
I
Someone
love it.
put that on a
Universal
t-shirt.
MotoCare.
I might use that one. Fuck off, Al. You don't. No
Wow.
one take that. Patent pending.
Oh
Wow,
man.
dude.
Yeah. Well, we got Portimao this weekend.
World Superbike, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. That place is crazy. And you know what's funny is like I hope to see fans there. When we were there a few years ago, there wasn't any fans there. Like it was ghost town. Like World Superbike. I've seen more fans show up to like a AFM race.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it's
like there was,
Portimao. Like that's like
there was like nobody there. And it was 2022, so there was still kind of some of the countries are still, locking down COVID shit or whatever. But I mean, what do you think? Do you think the fan turnout for Portimao is going to be strong?
I don't know. I mean, I was there for MotoGP the beginning of last season,
Right.
and it only filled up on Sunday for the main Grand Prix. And so, like the sprint on Saturday, like there's no one there. I will be honest, I love the track. I love staying on the coast. I stayed in
Yeah.
Lagos, walking around Portimao. The fan zone was great. The experience of going down there was amazing. The experience at the racetrack, I didn't love.
Right.
Because you're kind of locked into whatever grandstand you have to enter through your grandstand entrance. You're there, you're stuck, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And whereas, Coda and Laguna Seca, you can just walk around all of them
Yeah.
and you can watch from every corner. So I don't know if the fans are going to be coming back in droves because it really did feel a little bit like, they showed up for 45 minutes and then we sat in 3.5 hours of traffic
Yeah.
to get out of there.
I mean, there were some fans there. There were some psychos there, like Lily I can't remember what we were doing, but Lily was out of she tried to stay out of the garage because she's like she says Richard's scary. And shit was going crazy. Jake was doing Jake stuff and whatever. But Lily was outside of our garage and there was that pool over by the vendor area, where the snack bar and shit is. On the other side of the snack bars is that pool right there. And these dudes, like these European dudes, just like full on got naked in there. And they're like, woo, they must have been German, I guess, or British or something. I don't know. But yeah, good times. You don't really see a lot of that here in the States.
Yeah, no one's playing in the fountain.
Not on the race weekend anyway.
We'll see at Mid Ohio. Because they like to get cray at Mid Ohio.
Yeah, maybe so.
The Vintage Days was like last weekend, and it looked crazy.
Yeah,
Vintage Days looked nuts. They had like mini bike races and all kinds of stuff at night, and
yeah,
it's pretty wild.
All right, so unlike MotoGP and Moto America, you're kind of starting to know who's going to win World Superbike.
Yeah.
Does he have a multi-syllabic last name?
So.
He's got lots of syllables in
lots
his
of vowels.
Yeah, like
you got to put the right emphasis on the right.
He's
syllable.
really good at using the front brake lever.
Yeah,
that dude.
He has been known for that.
And now he's not going to have a bike that's slow on the straight.
Well, I mean, the dude's basically he's won 10 in a row.
Yeah, is
something
it 10 in a row?
Yeah, 10 in a row.
Toprak has won 10 in a row, dude.
I know he's been good. I don't follow World Superbike as close, obviously, as I do GP or even.
Yeah, because you're, I guess it would give you something else to talk about, but
I'm already too interesting is the problem, and so I just can't.
He's like, no, thanks, sweetheart. I'm sweet enough.
Listen. I already say things
all right,
like
Bricktop.
Jerez.
Yeah, dude.
I think like Jerez and Portimao, so I don't really need to get any further.
Joel wants to know who's better at the front brake, Toprak or Haga. I'm gonna go with Toprak.
Bold move. Wait, Haga on the Yamaha or Haga on the Aprilia?
Doesn't fucking matter, dude. Toprak on anything is better than just about anybody in the world.
Whoa.
Who's better? Who's better than Toprak on the brake?
They didn't even have
anywhere.
Haga didn't even have radial mounted brakes, man. They had
Haga raced in another era, bro. Like he was racing with Ben Spies and getting beat by Ben Spies. Just a reminder.
Whoa.
He raced like two different eras. He was racing in the late 90s. He raced the 500 Grand Prix with
100%.
Haga,
I'm going to go with Toprak's the winner in the braking category there.
Oh, yeah.
So who's fighting for second behind Toprak these days?
Everybody.
Is it just a mishmash?
It's everybody.
I think Bulaga is going to pull it off.
You think so?
Yeah. Kid's dialed.
Well, he's certainly shoving the old guy teammate of his out of the way. Do you think that I mean, obviously this show has been about MotoGP. We've got the MotoGP podcast guy on, but the fans want to talk about America, so we're talking World Superbike. Because that's just how this
sound
show.
Logic. That is sound logic.
Right? Like that's how we roll.
Yeah.
That's one way of staying in Europe kind of topics. No, but do you think that the weight penalty on Bautista's bike is what's really causing the problem? I mean, I know he's been injured and stuff, but it just seems like when they didn't add a bunch of weight to his bike, he was murdering everybody pretty easily.
So he needs a cheeseburger so he can put that weight on himself and take it.
No, man, I think we need the Aussie on that ride, dude. We need Jack Miller to take that dude's spot. Like, let him go. He wants to keep racing, but sorry, bro, you're not there anymore.
No.
I mean, do you think like you lose a little bit? I mean, you win the championship, you lose a little bit of fire at that age to go, all right, I came here to do what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Now
He's got that low T?
Yeah, I mean,
he's got low T.
I mean,
you heard it first, everybody. Ricky-Bobby says that Bautista has low T.
If that's true, and I only heard that in the last 30 seconds, you got to use it sparingly. And so you win a world championship, and now
I
You
mean,
just
he
have
could
to
just
go
hit
home
up
and-
on TikTok Blue Chews, right? And just
Yes, Blue Chews. Yes.
Is that a
you can go ahead.
sponsor? Is that a sponsor? Of
No,
Weekend
dude.
Hangover?
We need
I-
to we need to get a hold of them. We're both
yeah,
older.
we
We're
should
in our
get them as a
40s.
sponsor, right?
Yeah, Blue Chew. I think they're.
I'm pretty sure Universal MotoCare covers Blue Chew.
Yeah, Universal Moto Care, definitely. Yeah.
100%. No deductible, no copays.
No, it's all government funded. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chunky
Free
Buns
Blue
says
Chews.
Chunky Buns says we could fund all of that by if we just stop giving all the military dependents Ozempic and plastic surgery. Trackhouse would be the best funded MotoGP team ever.
I'm all for it. I'm in the military, so
Okay.
Do we really want to see the army wives without their filler?
yes.
Asking for a friend.
He said he's asking for a friend. Wow.
That show got canceled a while back.
Blue
because
Chew
they
to
were
break
using too
deeper.
much.
Got it.
Well, maybe Blue Chew will be the title sponsor. They changed the Trackhouse livery to blue and silver.
Yeah.
Back to the conspiracy. I mean, it would be OnlyFans Blue Chew.
I'm going to have to start bringing my tinfoil hat.
Oh,
back.
wow. OnlyFans Blue Chew Trackhouse Racing.
collab.
I mean,
I'm telling you, Pitbull Racing and Blue Chew.
Powered by Ozempic.
yeah. All right.
Listen, can we get on the Prime Energy? Can we get some of Logan Paul's money or whatever?
I mean, that
Some
would
cred?
be
We
that
need
would
some
be
cred.
dude, if we got some of that money, maybe we could buy Ricky-Bobby a fucking microphone.
It's better now, but yeah, I would like.
yeah.
one. I want one with the little fancy thing in front of it.
Michael
Like
Jackson
Ryan's
glove?
got. No, yeah, there you go.
It's just a pop filter. You can get them for $9.99 on Temu.
Like I could send you the one from this one that I threw in the trash. Maybe.
Yeah, well, when I get my garage studio set up, I'll have it all done.
Your
up with
garage
some good
studio.
mics.
Jenny's gonna
buddy.
let you do that.
Yeah, man.
All right.
No, all my bike stuff's
Is
going
the
on
permission
in the-
slip? I want to see the signed permission slip from Jenny on that.
Jenny.
Oh, here we go.
Dustin
Opened
wants
up
to
a bag of
know-
worms.
Yeah, Dustin wants to know if I got the signed permission slip for the garage studio. She's
Wow.
in bed. I think she's
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
TV shows
She's
in
saying
bed.
no.
No.
That's why she's not answering, because she says no.
Oh,
That's
man.
the show, people.
Yep.
Well, you know
Anywho.
what, man? Ryan, dude, thanks for jumping in on this crap with us, huh?
Oh, fun times, y'all. Fun times
Yeah, dude.
anytime. I
Yeah,
have
Ryan.
to go record my
Here she
podcast 'cause
comes.
I had technical difficulties this week because the people upstairs are renovating, and so I was like, "Welcome to the part." So I'll be reporting that. So yeah, check me out, horsepowerradio.com, Horsepower Radio on TikTok and YouTube, and
Right on.
all the good places. I'm not hard to find.
And Ryan's a fellow Southern California scumbag motorbike person who still has yet to
Come to a track
come to
days?
the racetrack with me. And perhaps we'll scumbag him successfully maybe Turkey Days weekend,
Yeah, I do want to
Thanksgiving
come out.
weekend.
I do want to come out.
I would love to invite you out to Laguna, but no. Laguna's pricey, dude. I need every dollar we can.
Yeah.
Listen, I know about saving my
We
pennies
have
and
Labor
dimes.
Day
We're-
weekend at Laguna, dude. Like, it's on.
Listen. As soon as we all start splitting that Blue Chew money, I'm gonna put that on the side of my bike, and I'll be there every freaking week.
Yeah.
You hear that, Blue Chew? If you're listening, the rep from Blue Chew's listening. I will put that on the side of my motorcycle, and I will ride all over Los
Oh,
Angeles.
I'm
with
sure
it,
they
and
care.
every track. Guarantee it.
Yeah, because that's what sponsorship's all about, right? Stickers.
Getting it out there.
Okay.
Getting it out there.
Yeah, and World Traveler says, "I want my 100 minutes back." Like, dude, you watch this show, you know that you're gonna get on the show, dude. Like, come on.
Oh, Hank. That's good stuff. Thanks for the little tip on the mic, Hank. Yeah, we got Portimao this weekend. We got Mito
Next
in
weekend.
2 weeks. Yep. And then Red Bull Ring too. Same weekend as Mito.
Okay.
And then my track day at Roebling, 23, September 23rd.
On a Monday? That's Monday,
on a
right?
Monday. Yep, it's a great
That would
Monday.
be, I think that's the day I'll be pedaling from Monterey to Big Sur
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
California Closed
You'll
Classic
be
Bike
doing this,
Tour.
and I'm going to be doing this. So,
Well, Chunky
yeah.
Buns says she's doing a 2-up at Mido.
Oh.
Did Chunky Buns buy a season pass of rides with Chris Ulrich?
I think so.
Hmm.
I think so. Or she
She
probably
won
said,
it. She probably won it.
oh, no,
She
she
probably-
probably told him, look, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to meme the shit out of it and I will embarrass you.
That could be true.
That could be
as well.
possible.
She says she's just special.
No, it's because she's dating Shane now and Shane's connected.
Oh.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I
see it.
I don't
see
know
it.
who Shane is, but okay.
It's all good. It's all good. Anywho,
Yeah, she donated. She donated some money. I'm sure.
Yeah, she did. No, she did.
Dude,
She
those guys
donated
don't
a
do
road
shit
racing
for free.
Road Racing Action Fund, I think is what she did for.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, 923, September 23rd, Roebling Road with Charleston Triumph. We got Sammy Halbert coming out.
Of course you do.
We did invite Hayden, so we'll see how that works out. But yeah, we'll have a bunch of coaches out, come out and have a good time at our local track in Savannah.
Yeah, and if you watch some of Ryan's TikToks and stuff, you'll see he's really poking fun at the Harley dudes right now. So
yeah, go find that out. Go find out why.
Harley guys.
I didn't know what it was about, dude. I just started seeing all these videos of dudes going, "That's it. I'm selling my whatever, and I'm buying an Indian." I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
That's why I posted the video about it, because I only saw people complaining about them going woke, and I was like, well, shit, what did they do? And I literally spent an hour on Google trying to figure out what they actually did. Like, was it Bud Light? Did they put a trans person in an advertisement?
Was there a trans person
what did they
promoting
do?
the new King whatever?
And it was just, it's so funny. It's so hilarious what they actually did. And coming from, maybe the wokest industry in the world of Hollywood, California, Harley didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They did something every corporation in the country does, which is just initiatives that don't mean anything. And
it's the German CEO. He's saying a lot of crazy stuff.
The German CEO is a World Economic Forum plant, and their goal is DEI. And
well, that's what it is. And like they basically were like, they care about climate change, which is code for DEI. I'm like, wait, no, it's not. Climate change.
Like Chunky Buns did the same thing all of us did. She saw one video and was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then scroll.
Yeah, there's so many coming up.
Hello, I want to see nothing but dogs in my feed. And like,
the
birds.
good news is that, for those who wanted a Harley and couldn't afford it, they might be coming down in price. And if you've just bought one, maybe take it back to the dealership and negotiate yourself a new deal.
Yeah, there you go.
Or that.
Little
go
consumer advice
just
for
buy
all
it in, or just sell your Harley because you're mad.
You should go buy a Buell.
A Buell?
Go buy a Buell.
An EBR?
No, Buell. They got the name back. It's been over 11 years.
Okay.
Now it's Buell, and they're making their sport cruiser.
I think it's a
Does it have that rim brake thing?
Yeah.
Of course it does.
It's got the little thing. It looks like it's straight out of Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, no. I'm out.
I think it's a conspiracy. The German CEO is trying to drive the American company into the ground so that we all go buy BMWs and become communists. You're welcome.
Yep. Yep. Socialists, not communists.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Or you could just, act like you pee standing up and buy a Yamaha. Right?
I miss my Yamaha.
Yeah. You got rid of your Yamaha?
Oh, it's a long story. It got stolen. It was my first bike was a Yamaha and got stolen. So I'm going to do some videos about that coming up too.
Yeah.
So you can hear the story, all the sordid tales of my first motorcycle that was a Yamaha.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. Well, now that we're almost an hour and a half in, let's wrap this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. So thanks for watching this, everybody, and subscribe and all that. And
hit all the buttons.
Follow, share, mash all the buttons. That's
share, follow, mash all the buttons. I don't know.
Just start doing this.
Ooh,
yeah.
media
Computer's
training.
going
Media
crazy.
training is needed over here.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we could collab on that, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's work that out.
Do
I'll
a
learn
little
something about
writing.
motorbikes.
Yeah,
I'll learn
yeah.
something
Help us
about
help you.
motorbikes.
Help
There we
us
go.
help you.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
are deplorables. Thank you for the compliment, world traveler. Yes. You couldn't fool me on your full estate, even if you had electric fooling machine. What? I don't know what he's talking about.
John's going off. He's drunk.
I have no idea. He's had one too many Diet Coors, I think.
See,
over
look,
there.
John's even trying to hawk the watches too.
Like this?
Good
Anyway.
night,
All right, you
everybody.
guys. Thanks for watching all this crap and appreciate you guys.